I'm Mike. The company we as a team, Workaholics, decided to interview is Talsman Furniture and how leading is incorporated. I currently work here, and I've been working here for nearly 2 years, and it's an amazing company to work for. This family-owned business was started in 1948 by Bert Talsma, who worked in the other furniture stores before opening his own store in Huntsville, Michigan. The store started with selling merely gifts and appliances, and later focused on selling primarily furniture. It was a rockier start due to mainly their Hudsonville store burning down and forcing them to open a Holland location in Michigan in 1984. When they finally rebuilt their Hudsonville store, with many additions to the Holland store, they began focusing on growing in the Grand Rapids area. Since then, they have built a store in Byron Center, Michigan, and in Cascade, Michigan as well. This company has grown hugely, from selling small appliances to becoming one of the best furniture stores in the area, while keeping family ties strong throughout the company. 3 phrases describe Talsman Furniture: fresh, local, and family-owned. Their mission as a company is to give knowledgeable assistance and advice when you need it, and to help you make your home beautiful, instead of screaming at you about their biggest sale ever. They want their customers to relax while shopping for furniture, instead of being followed by a pushy salesman the whole time. The enjoyable atmosphere they strive to create for their customers is also the same atmosphere as the employees can enjoy. After working here for around 2 years, starting in the warehouse and now as a salesperson, I've personally witnessed the enjoyable work atmosphere. Workers here treat each other like a friend and very easy to get along with. Managers and even some of the owners themselves are personable and fun to talk to and work for. They're easygoing, laid back, and they still keep things in line. We had the privilege of interviewing Peggy, one of the managers at the Holland store, and we learned a lot about the company, what it's like to be a manager at Talsman Furniture, and how the company leads its employees. Here's what we found.
I had the opportunity to ask Peggy some questions about how she views the company's culture and environment at Talsman Furniture. She explained that she works to implement positivity, knowledge about the company and merchandise, and empowerment. Peggy wants her employees to feel empowered with the work they do. Peggy went on to explain that these 3 principles are how she likes to lead her employees. She feels that creating a workplace where employees are excited to come to work is important for good customer service and future company success. Peggy referred to Talsman Furniture as both an organic and mechanistic company. Our group found this particularly unique about the company. Peggy explained to us that the sales floor is more organic and employees have the empowerment to manage themselves with more of a theory why management approach. The theory why approach, as we know from class, allows employees more freedom and power in their jobs. She did say the warehouse is more mechanistic and it requires more supervision. This is usually direct supervision, and it has more of a theory X management approach. Much of the theory X management theory believes workers are lazy and need motivation for their work. Peggy did inform us that the warehouse does require quite a bit more supervision and direction. We also learned that Talsman Furniture is a diverse company, and Peggy explained how employees differ in gender, race, age, and ethnicity. Peggy did explain that her store has mainly female sales reps, however that is not the case with all the stores. Lastly, I was able to ask Peggy a specific question concerning sexual harassment issues, and if any had occurred and how they were handled. Peggy was delighted and proud to report that they have never had an incident like that occur. She did go on to inform us that they have an open door policy to report these kind of issues. Peggy instantly reports these kind of issues to the HR manager, and if an issue like this did occur, it would be taken very seriously and not ignored.
Oftentimes, managers neglect to put policies in place that have to do with conflict resolution in the workplace, and instead just wait for the certain issues to arise before dealing with them. We believe that there should be specific policies to follow when dealing with resolving conflict. So we asked, how do you deal with conflicts that arise? To which she replied that they listen and make sure everyone's voices are heard, and they use the 24-hour rule to let all emotions diffuse before they proceed. Another huge issue has been emerging into the modern workplace is diversity issues. Companies have been battling the topic of diversity and how to approach it more and more every day as they hire people from all over. So we were curious to see how Talsma accommodates minorities concerning the issues involved. Talsma deals with these issues by making sure that people know that there is a time and place for their opinions and everyone is at the same level. Also, in this day and age for businesses, it's impossible to operate without a reliable information system to keep track of day-to-day activities as well as supply chain management. So we asked what kind of database system the company uses and what tactics they use to maximize efficiency while using it. We discovered that they use a preference system and that they scan all of their inventory transactions into that system. She also added that March and October are their busiest months.
Over the past 10 years, the furniture industry has changed dramatically. Through the 80s and 90s, the market used to be filled with non-millennials that were looking to buy a home and start a family in their mid-20s. Recently, though, the industry has been affected by the following trends: home rental, increase of single-person households, different lifestyles within different generations, and finally, online retailing. According to a new Penn Research Center report, 36.6% of all household heads rented their home in 2016. This is the highest percentage of renters the United States has seen since 1965, back when homes looked like this, and were occupied with an average family size of 5+. Rising home prices, the steady increases of student debt, and the delay of millennials to get married and start a family are some of the reasons that the amount of home owning has dropped. What does this mean for the furniture industry? That it has changed a great deal in the past 10 years and will continue to change in the future. Our manager at Talsma Furniture explained the challenge as this. Renters are looking for more affordable furnishings to fit their space, so it is a good furniture for companies to work on their competitive advantage. To rise above competition, Talsma offers low prices, multi-purpose furniture, and exceptional customer service to gain lifelong and loyal customers. Most of the market today is comprised of millennials, Gen X, baby boomers, and seniors, all of which are in different demographics and have different buying habits. Millennials have begun to change the market because they make up about 37% of it and prefer to do their purchasing online. The Gen X group, which is more affluent, represents 30% of the market, baby boomers at 29%, and seniors make up 4% respectively. The challenge this poses is being able to cater to the specific needs of each group. Our manager at Talsma has identified that the presence of online sellers has begun chipping away at the pure brick and mortar retailers. Though Talsma has been trying to reach a foot ahead of their three main competitors, Art Van, Kleemans, and Van Hill, by embracing mobile technology and employing it into their stores. This means that they will not be limited to a physical geographical area in the near future. Talsma's top competitor, Art Van, is a huge company based out of Warren, Michigan. This is a large Theory X conducted company that is also trying to gain a step up in the online world. Though both Talsma and Art Van compete with each other every day, there are still emerging furniture companies ready to jump into the mix, though there is one clear-cut barrier that is slowing down the rate of emerging companies. This barrier, as said within the industry, is economies of scale. It is important that each retailer has a large stock of material, which is generally expensive and also very nice, and a warehouse to store it in. As well, transportation and installation are long processes that cost a lot of money. As we have seen, the furniture industry has changed a lot in the previous years. The Talsma Furniture has done a lot to hinder the change and gain an advantage over other competitors. Their competitive advantage is strong, and they do a great job of working to please their demographics and innovate for the future.
Talsma Furniture employee reviews are very important to the aspect of management. They're conducted once a year in a very informal way and mainly focus on employee performance. Employee reviews are important to leading because it gives your employees a sense of how they were doing and what opportunities they can take to improve. The biggest skill that is required of Peggy on a day-to-day basis was the ability to adapt to her work environment. The environment at Talsma is ever-changing, and anyone who has ever worked in retail knows that it can be dead one second and then become super busy the next. To be an efficient leader, adapting to your work environment is a very important trait to have because it gives you the ability to take charge and make operations run smoothly in stressful situations. This will also help keep your employees calm and collected. The management method that Peggy used the most when trying to convey a message was teaching the employee or employees through show and tell. This method is the most common form of learning for people, and it is an effective way of leading because it physically shows the employees how things should be done while explaining the steps necessary to do so. The more employees are involved in the learning process, the more their minds and bodies become reconfigured to retain that knowledge. This tool is especially useful when dealing with customers because they can be very specific and you don't want to say or do anything to possibly lose their business. When asked what management means to Peggy, she said that she believes it is leading by example and always doing the best you can do. This will show your employees that you are committed and passionate about your work, which encourages them to do the same. As a leader, part of your job is to inspire the people around you to push themselves and in turn, the company to greatness. To do this, you must show them the way by doing it yourself. When leaders say one thing but do another, they erode trust, which is a critical element of productive leadership. She also said that doing your best as a manager will give you a big sense of accomplishment.
We asked Peggy a few questions regarding the work environment and about the employees as well. Having a good work environment and the right employees is an essential part of the company the manager needs to have to be successful, and usually is a product of properly leading the staff. When we asked her to describe the company work culture and the atmosphere, she described it as very positive all the time and that employees feel valued. She explained that whenever one of her coworkers has a birthday, everyone in the store throws in a little cash or makes something delicious to create an awesome buffet for that person and let everyone enjoy it on the clock. This shows that the employees care about each other and value each other. In relation to our topic, this is a great demonstration of proper leading on Peggy's part. We also asked Peggy about the personality traits of her employees and what she thinks is important when choosing who to hire and to promote. When choosing who to hire as a salesperson, she stated that she looks for someone with genuine personality and confidence. She said that selling furniture is all about talking to people and getting them to trust you, as well as having confidence in the product you're selling and in yourself. When looking to promote someone, Peggy said that the most important thing she looks for is honesty. Displaying honesty is huge for a salesperson, as well as a manager. She gave an example of how furniture sometimes takes 7 to 8 weeks from the day of purchase to the day it arrives in the house. For some customers, this would be a deal breaker and they would be less likely to make the purchase. However, salespeople sometimes bend the truth and say that furniture will only take 3 to 4 weeks to arrive. This may make the customer more likely to buy, but when they find out their furniture won't arrive for another additional 3 to 4 weeks than promised, they will get very upset and find somewhere else to shop. It also gives Talsma a bad reputation. She searches for honest employees that will give the company a good reputation and lead the rest of the employees properly and give them all a good example of good leadership. We started to wrap up the interview with a few questions about Peggy as a manager. We asked about her own personality as a manager and what she believes her weaknesses and strengths are. We've learned in class that having certain personality traits as a manager is very important and will influence the employees as well as the company. She said that her number one weakness was her disciplinary actions. She found it very hard to scold employees when they did things wrong, such as showing up late or messing up an order that was easy to get correct. This could be considered having a high level of agreeableness and having the need of affiliation or the desire to be liked. This is one thing that she is working on improving. Properly leading employees involves showing at least some discipline when employees make mistakes so that they can learn from them and improve themselves. In contrast, she claimed that her strengths are her ability to multitask and her high level of energy and excitement all day long. This is a very beneficial trait for a manager to have. It's much easier to convey a message and have others respect you and get along with you if you're easy to talk to and highly extroverted, like Peggy. To end the interview, we asked Peggy to pick one thing that Talsma Furniture does differently than other companies, and her answer to that was that the personal touch in the company. She explained how the two owners of the company very frequently come into the store just to talk to Peggy and to check up on things. She loved how she had a personal relationship with the owners and told us that they genuinely cared about her and her employees. And she said that this kind of personal touch wasn't present in her other management positions. For that reason, I will work for Talsma Furniture forever, she quoted. Here, the leadership of the company is proven to be exceptional.
In conclusion, it was great learning about Talsma Furniture and how leading is incorporated by management. From what we learned from Peggy, Talsma Furniture is an exceptional place to work. The personal touch that the managers and the owners have with the employees plays a huge role in how the company operates. Researching Talsma Furniture truly gave us a deeper insight as to how to properly lead and manage employees.